Hey everybody, it's Diego the Rainbow Star Person, and welcome to this YouTube channel. Oh my gosh. So let me just tell you that while I was recording this video, it was a previous take and literally the video just like deleted, and I'm pretty sure that was one of my spirit guides telling me, all right, do another take on this video so that you can get a nice clear message. It was really interesting. So I've actually had a bunch of paranormal events happen in my life, including this one that I just experienced, where the video that I was saying just randomly got deleted from my phone. There's no plausible explanation for that other than maybe a spirit might have deleted my video that I was trying to take. So I'm just gonna ask my joy guide, Tada, for a moment to just clear the space around me so that there's no more interference happening for this very important message that I'm about to tell you. So it is very common nowadays in our society for people to mislabel other people. If you find yourself being mislabeled by someone else, remember that you are not the label that they tell you. And let me tell you that I am not the label that a lot of people say I am. People have mislabeled me as mentally ill, and I'm here to tell you that I'm actually mentally healthy. And in fact, I'm psychic. I have been psychic since I was an adolescent, even when I was little, and that continues to be the truth. I'm clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairgustient, clairsentient, clairalient, and claircognizant. That means that I am able to perceive things from the spirit world, and I'm also able to pick up on energy from others who aren't necessarily in front of me. And that's the reality of my situation. The reason I can prove that I'm psychic is that when I was an adolescent, I actually was asking the spirit of a daughter to basically come and communicate with me. Again, the boundaries set there that I'm not going to communicate with her anymore. But that daughter specifically, I didn't know how she had died until I had asked her spirit. Nobody had told me how she had died before I found out from asking her spirit. And when I asked her soul what had happened, she showed me a rope around her neck. So basically that meant that she had committed suicide by hanging herself. And my mom, after I said, I think that she hung herself, my mom said that that was true. So basically that meant that I clairvoyantly saw how she had died. And then I was able to convey a very important message from the daughter to the mother, who is currently alive. And I was able to convey a message of love and hope. And I was able to also point out to the mother a necklace that the daughter wanted her to have to remind her of her daughter's love. So it was a very beautiful experience, and it just proves that I'm psychic. I don't hallucinate. I just experience spirits sometimes, or spirit guides talking to me, or I experience picking up a message from another actual person in a different room than me. So that happens very often. It's very common for twin flames, triplet flames, quadruple flames, quintuplet flames, etc., to experience receiving a psychic message or a telepathic message from another, even though they're in a different room. That is very possible, and it happens quite often. And it's silly for people to say that it's a hallucination when really it's just part of reality. Is really just a clairaudient message that you're receiving, or maybe you're receiving a clairsentient message or a clairvoyant message or a clairgustant message, or a clairalient message, or a claircognizant message. So claircognizance is when you're able to know something that a spirit or a person has shown you without you necessarily like having it being told to you. So like you're able to know something without it being told to you, and then you actually like then say, oh, I think this happened, and then the other person's like, oh yeah, that's true, that did happen. So that's claircognizance. Clairvoyance is when you're able to see the truth, when you're able to see the truth of what has happened in the past or even in the present. Clairaudience is when you're able to hear the truth of what has happened in the past or the present. When you're able to hear a message maybe from your spirit guides, or from a spirit, or from an actual person who isn't in the room. That's clairaudience. Clairsentience is when you're able to empathically feel and pick up on what others are feeling, whether that be a spirit or someone who is alive. And it takes a lot of discernment to be able to distinguish those things. And then there is clairgustant, where you're able to taste what a spirit used to taste, or we're able to taste what another person tastes, or you're able to remember the taste of something. That's clairgustance. Clairalience is when you're able to smell something that a spirit used to smell, or something that you're currently smelling being sent from another person. It could be your twin flame or a triple flame smelling a certain thing, and you happen to smell the same thing that they're smelling. It's almost like empathic smelling. It's really interesting stuff. It's a lot of the kind of stuff that I have talked about with people at the Purple Door, which is a place in Rochester where there are a bunch of psychics. There was this paranormal experience a while ago where the door to my room opened without anybody physically opening it, or without there being a draft. Actually, the spirit of my deceased relative, he actually opened the door to my room to show that he was there for me. And he did that out of love, because he wanted to look out for me. And then after that, the spirit of my great-grandmother appeared, and she showed herself as a young woman. Spirit sometimes shows themselves as when they were young or when they're older, since in the spirit world, time is irrelevant, since time is just a human concept. But yeah, there's this sense of timelessness in the spirit world. Anyways, so she showed herself as a young woman. So spirit can present themselves however they want. They can present themselves as a little beam of light or an orb, or as a human form. They can show themselves in whatever way they want, in whatever way they want, at whatever time they want. That's how the spirit world works. So my grandmother showed herself as a young woman, and I was able to feel her unconditional love for me. And I still feel that unconditional love for myself and from my ancestors and spirit guides to this day. And I think it's important that everybody recognize that psychics are psychic, they are not mentally ill, and that those two things are completely different things from each other. I am psychic, I am not mentally ill, I'm mentally healthy, and I will continue to be mentally healthy for the rest of my life. Remember also that psychic experiences are temporary, and so are experiences of instability. Sometimes when we're spiritually awakening, we experience instability, in which case it's important to have coping skills and have ways of taking care of oneself. I value taking care of myself much more above anything else, and I find it very helpful because when I take care of myself, it helps me take care of others as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all of you. Peace out. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Much peace, much love, and may you be free. Mwah.